Hello, today we are going to solve October 2024 paper question number 6. Okay, the first one is Najmul is in the business buying and selling goods on credit. He maintains a cash book but does not maintain a full set of double entry books. So, and then some balances and information is given. So, the first question is prepare the cash book of Najmul for the year ended 30th September 2024. So in the cash book, the debit side indicates cash in. Okay, whatever is coming into the business, we will enter on the debit side, and whatever is going cash going out of the business or the check paid out is entered on the credit side. So now let's start. So on the 1st October, the balances of the cash and the bank we have to start entering. So the 1st October 2023, okay, the 1st October 2023, the balance brought down. Okay, the balance was the balance of cash. Okay, the balance of cash was 500 pounds. So it was 500. Okay, next and at the ending balance on 30th September 2024, the ending balance, okay, the ending balance was the ending balance on September 2024, the balance was the balance was 500. So let's write that. Okay, ending balance was 500. Now after that, the bank balance was 1300 credit. So let's write on the credit side the bank balance. Okay, so this is also on October 1st 2023, and then we have to calculate the ending bank balance for bank, okay, at the 30th September 2024. So now let's start entering. So the receipts from trade receivables, okay, it came into the business. So the trade receivables were at the receipts from trade receivables, okay, so it was at so the trade receivables was at 19,200. So 19,200. 19,200. Then you had, okay, cash sales. So that also came into the business. So we will enter cash sales. Okay. Cash sales that happened was cash sales. So that was around 4650. So 4650. Now next balances, okay, the payments to trade payables. So the trade payables trade payables was around 9,000 by check. Okay, it was by check. So let's enter that 9,000 by check. Okay, then we have wages were paid 1,000 in cash and 4,000 in check. So the wages, okay, wages 1,000 was paid in cash. So 1000 was paid in cash and 4000 was paid in the check. And then you had general expenses. So the general expenses were 2080 paid with check. So general expenses they were paid with the check. The amount was 2080. Then we had rent. Okay, the rent was 500 per quarter. Okay, the rent was 500 per quarter. So which means 500 times 4 in a year, they will pay around 2000 rent. Okay, they were supposed to pay, but they only made payment for 3 quarters. That is only 9 months they paid. So 3 quarters of 2000 will be equal to 1500. So they paid only 500 in the rent, and that rent was paid by cash. Okay, so 1500 in cash. Then we had equipment. Okay, equipment costing 2400 was purchased, and it was made by check with check. So let's write equipment. So equipment is equal to equipment was purchased, and okay, equipment was purchased and it was for around 2400. Then you had Najmul maintains his cash book at 500 balance. Okay, and all cash receipts in addition to this are paid into the bank. So let's incorporate for that. Okay, this trade receivables is in bank. Okay, so let's incorporate for that. It was received by check. So trade receivables is bank 19500. So 19200. Now let's calculate. Okay, the bank balance. Okay, at the ending. So now the balance as on 30th October. Okay, so it is 30th September 2024. Okay, 30th September 2024. This one will be 1st October 2024. So let's write that. Okay, the balance would be, this also would be 500. Now let's add up here on this side. Okay, first 4650 plus 500. Okay, this side it seems to be very less. Okay, so we will add up the balance on this side. 4650 plus 500, it's going to be 4650 plus 500, that is equal to 5150. So the value is going to be equal to 5150. Now okay, 5150. Now now let's say this balance has to be the same on both the side, cash balance. So 5150 minus 1000, okay, minus 1500 minus 500, so that is equal to 2150. So now here the balance, okay, here this one was 2150 and this must be inside the bank. Okay, this was transferred to the bank, and then he says that okay, this bank is going to be present as cash here. Okay, inside inside this. Okay, this cash, so this must have been cash here, cash, 2150. Okay, this was transferred to the bank. So it had come in, and then this was transferred to the bank. Okay, so now 19,200 plus 2,150, 19,200 plus 2,150, that is 21,350. So 21,350, 21,350. Okay, now let's add up on both the sides. So 21,350 balance. Now you balance it here and add up, and this will become the balance here. So 21,350 minus 1,300 minus 9,000 minus 4,000 minus 2,080 minus 2,400. The value is going to be equal to, it is going to be equal to 2,570. Now this is the same balance, okay, that's going to be brought down to the ending of the year.